What's up, Burn Boot Camp? Welcome back to the Burn Boot Camp podcast. It's one of your hosts, Morgan Kline, and today we are going to talk about my fitness routine and what I do to keep myself accountable. So let me first just say that my fitness routine does not need to look like your fitness routine, and everyone has a different journey when it comes to getting healthy, staying healthy, and practicing wellness in their life. So I'm just going to give you some things that have changed along the way for me and 3 things that I am currently doing to make sure that I keep up with my fitness routine, because it's very important to me, obviously, as the CEO of Burn Boot Camp. Number 1, I just want to say that, I've been part of Burn Boot Camp for 11 years now. And in that time, I have had 3 babies. And so what I used to do is hands down completely different than what I do now. But even in between, it's changed so much. Every time I had a new baby or another baby, it changed a little bit, and I had to find my rhythm again, and I had to find what works for me and how I'm able to juggle and balance. And so, back before I had kids, I had so much time on my hands. I didn't think I did at the moment, but I had more time on my hands. I was able to work out, 45 minutes at boot camp and maybe go for a run or go to a yoga class and do all multiple things and do different things. And, as I got busier with my job and building Burn Boot Camp and becoming a franchise, I also got pregnant with my first daughter, Cameron. She's 7 now. And so not only do you have to learn how to work out pregnant and how you have to manage your expectations through pregnancy, then I had to learn postpartum and what it was like to manage your workout around your baby's schedule. And then also I went back to work. And so now you're adding that component to it. And I know I'm very, very, very thankful because I work at a fitness company and I have a gym literally in the same building as my office. So I know I have it much, much more easier and convenient than most people that are, working and managing their, their home and their children. And so definitely want to share that I understand that I may have one less barrier of getting to the gym. But, like I said, having 1 kid and then having 2 kids, and then, gosh, the pandemic hit and I had a 3rd kid. And so, we're working out from home and we're working out outside and we're doing things so differently. And so I just want to give everybody credit out there that has continued to keep their fitness routine over the last couple of years with all the different changes in our world. And, again, being home, the pandemic, going virtual, whether that was with us or through another fitness company, I know it's a big change and change is hard. And so maybe you have been a little bit burnt out, or maybe you're feeling a little fatigued of all that change and you are ready to get back into it. And trust me, I've been there. I've been in times through of demotivation in those last 11 years. I've stuck to Burn Boot Camp for 11 years. I don't do anything other than that. I'm not somebody that, goes to any other classes, any other boutique fitness places. Like, I am a diehard Burn Boot Camp fan. And so, of course, that means that there's been times where, I'm feeling like I'm a little bit demotivated, and that has really nothing to do with the workout. It's really just the seasons of my life, right? Changing jobs, having kids, traveling more. But once again, I understand I'm very thankful because when I'm traveling, I'm typically traveling to a gym where I'm able to also work out. So I just want to acknowledge that your fitness routine is going to change based on what else is happening in your life. However, it's still very, very, very important to make sure that you have a fitness routine, right? Health and wealth is so important to us if we want to live, a happy life and a long life. We have to prioritize our health and how much we're moving and who we're surrounding ourselves with and what we're putting into our body. And so I definitely don't want to discredit that a fitness journey is not important, even in moments of demotivation. But you got to find joy in the process, guys. So I'm going to give you a couple tips here that has helped me stay consistent and things that I've changed kind of over time to work with my schedule and to work with everything else that I have going on to make sure that I'm still consistently getting into my workouts and taking care of my body. So number 1 is setting goals. So gosh, we're in a new year. If you're listening to this, we just celebrated the new year and resolutions are high. If you listened to my podcast a couple episodes ago, I talked about resolutions versus intentions. And so, for me, I use framework of stopping things and starting things. So what is my goal? What am I going to stop doing? What am I going to start doing? And so I filled that out for 2024. this isn't necessarily resolutions. It's just, what do I want to see my life looking like? What are the habits that I want to have by the end of the year? And that means I need to, over time, start building new habits and remove, bad habits that have crept into my life. But if we're saying specific on the fitness routine, my goal for health and fitness for 2024 is to hit 250 camps. So if you're part of Burn Bootcamp, we have what's called the Keep Moving Club. We can track it in your app. We celebrate it in gym. And so I'm going to be really honest. I'm going to tell you guys the honest to God truth. In the 11 years that I've been working out at Burn Bootcamp, I have been notorious for not checking in. I don't know. It's just, I started in the OG days where we didn't even have a computer system that could check us in. And it was back in the day where you just showed up for camp and you got your workout in and you left. That was ingrained in me. And so checking in was definitely a new habit. And I am challenging myself this year to stick to that habit of signing up for camps and then checking in. And that's for everywhere I go, not just my home gym. It's at every gym when I'm traveling. I need to make sure I'm recording it because my Keep Moving Club is going to be very important to me this year. So 250 camps is my goal. And with the Keep Moving Club on our app, it's not just the 45-minute workouts. I can also do a recovery. I can do a kickboxing. I can do something else on our app on those days that I can't physically get into the gym. And so I'm feeling really good and really confident that I can hit those 250 camps. So that's my goal, right? By the end of the year, I want to done some sort of activity within Burn 250 times. Now, what do I need to start doing? I need to start checking into camp. Okay, that's number one, because I gotta at least track what I'm doing. What do I need to stop doing though is making excuses. In 2023, I made a lot of excuses because here's what's happened. Noon is my time. Okay, so shout out to anyone else that does a noon camp if you have it offered at your gym. But noon is my camp time because I get into work, I do meetings all morning and then meetings all afternoon, and I have not a lot of motivation to work out in the afternoon. That's never really been my thing. And also, I really value my sleep these days. And getting up early in the morning is not typically my first option that I would like to work out. So noon it is. So what does that mean? That means I need to stop making excuses, block my workout in my calendar. I am somebody that lives off my calendar on my phone. I have the Outlook calendar because that's where my email is. And so you'll see every single day it's blocked off from noon, from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock p.m. is workout. And I am going to do my absolute best to say no when people need me during that hour and saying, oh, I'll work out later or I'll do something else. I did that a lot in 2023. So I need to start booking camps and I need to stop making excuses. And that's my number 2 tip is to schedule your workouts. So when you schedule it, you're a little bit more apt to not miss it, okay? If you schedule your doctor's appointment, your nail appointment, your facial, your kids' appointments, you don't miss them, right? It's an appointment that you've made. So start thinking it like that. You've got someone you've got to meet up at camp. For sure you have an accountability partner if you're at Burn Bootcamp, somebody that you are going to go meet. And you don't want to let them down. You don't want to miss that appointment. And so start to schedule your workouts, build your week out. You should know in advance what every day is going to bring. You know your schedule, you know your kids' schedule, you know your work schedule. Build in when you're going to work out, whether that's early morning, mid-morning, noon, or PM. So that's what I'm working through is just really getting more discipline to my schedule and making sure that I'm not interfering with that noon time. That's my second tip is to schedule your workouts. Number 3 is track progress and celebrate milestones. So like I said, tracking progress is something I kind of got away from. I did used to log my food. I used to do a lot of focus meetings, and that kept me super accountable. And for the last several years, I've kind of pushed all that stuff away And I want to bring that back. I'm in a healthy space where I want to start having focus meetings again. I want to start, setting some little goals every, month that my trainer can hold me accountable to. And so the first thing I'm going to do is use this app, the Burn Bootcamp app, to celebrate all these different milestones. So we celebrate at 50 in the gym. We celebrate at 100. We celebrate at 250. And there's even more milestones in my Keep Moving Club app that I can personally celebrate as well. And so that's what I'm going to focus on, is celebrating those little things, and then also holding myself accountable and letting other people hold me accountable, such as my trainers. And if that means going back to journaling and just getting my food dialed in again, and just really taking an inventory of what I'm consuming myself with, then I can really go back and say, okay, what's working? What's not working? When did I feel good? When did I not feel so good? And so those are the goals that I have. And I would encourage you guys to use those 3 things: set your goals, schedule your workouts, and celebrate. Guys, we got to celebrate, because if we don't celebrate the small things, we're never going to be able to get to the big things that we do want to celebrate. So I encourage you guys to focus on that. What are you guys doing to stay accountable this year in 2024? Make a plan now. It's never too late to make a plan to feel your best by the end of the year, and to let other people support you and guide you and love you through your journey, which is what's so great about Burn Bootcamp. So guys, thank you so much for listening. As always, we love having you here. Leave a review, share this podcast with somebody else that is getting ready to start their fitness journey, and hopefully these tips can help them out as well. Thanks for listening. 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.